What's up? So in a few seconds we're approaching one of the most important places here in Delhi, which is the Great Red Fort, or as they say it, Lal Qila. The word Lal actually means red, and Qila is a Persian word. I can't say it's Persian because it's used in Persian, in Turkish, and in Arabic as an expression for a fort. But before we enter, there is a very small mosque outside the walls of the Red Fort, which is Sunehri Masjid. It's over there. So we will have like an exploration of this masjid first. Just have a small look at it, and after that we will continue to the ticket section at the Red Fort, and I will tell you why we shouldn't call it a fort, because actually when it was built, it wasn't built to be a fort. It was built actually to be a city. But anyway, just let's cross this area. So I don't know about it, this place here. I don't know why it's closed. Maybe entry is not allowed. You can just check it from outside. But they used to call it, like, let's say, the Golden Mosque, and it's very small, but the design is very nice. I don't know if it will even be able open at prayer time, but sadly it was closed. I really wanted to go inside and see it, but anyway, we will move forward to the ticket section of the Red Fort, and actually we are approaching the walls, and oh man, you should see the walls. So about Red Fort, it wasn't built actually to be a fort, it was built to be a city, and its original name is Shah Jahanabad because it was built by Shah Jahan. Because in the beginning, Mughals used to rule India from Agra, but then at the time of Shah Jahan, he decided to build a very big fort, not fort, a city, a royal city for him to rule from Delhi. They realized somehow that ruling from Delhi will be somehow, how to say it, easier? I don't know. Anyway, we're approaching the walls, and I think we're going to get our tickets from here. First we'll get our ticket, then we will go check this gate first. I don't know why people are not standing in front of this gate, but this gate is something.
موزه هم داره، موزه و قرنش با هم اینو فقط قرن تناش موزه و قرنش به 950 روپیه، قرن تناش 600 روپیه.
So take it from here? Hello sir? One ticket please, only the fort. Okay. This is a ticket?
Yes.
Okay. No token or something. Just okay. we got our ticket right now. This is the ticket, and there are like two tickets, one for only for the fort, which is 600, and another for the fort and the museum, which is 900 and something. Now we're approaching a very important gate, which is called Delhi Gate, but this gate is always closed because inside the fort there is like a section, a military base. This is the gate. So this gate is always closed. You can't enter the fort from it because of this side there is like a military base, something like that. But to enter the fort we have to cross the whole area to go to the other side, and you can see the walls. Like, just check the walls, how huge it is. Just look at the towers of the Delhi fort. They're just so mighty, and sometimes like when you look at it, like it is big enough, it is big, too much big to be called a fort. Around the fort there is a trench, so they digged a trench. I mean, like, they had a very great defense system. There's a trench over here, and this trench used to be filled with water because in the other side of the fort lies Yamuna. You ask where they are getting the water from, and the other side lies Yamuna River. So they get all the water from Yamuna River and just fill the trench here, which is a very good defense system. I mean, because of this fort, Mughals managed to rule India, how to say it, 400 years, I think. So yeah, now I think I'll take some pictures in front of this place, and then we will move forward to check the main gate, which is called the Lahori Gate, and then enter the fort. Now let's continue our way. I mean, you can't really get enough of the scene here because of how mighty, how great the walls are. I mean, actually there's something about the Mughals. They just wanted to, how to say it, to send a message. We are powerful, we can do anything, by building very massive and mighty buildings like the Red Fort. So, and even in the tower, you can see the decorations over the tower. So yeah, they managed to rule a very rich empire. So they had a very lavish lifestyle. And actually, Shah Jahan, I mean, like, when we speak about Shah Jahan, we always remember this king, the lover, the builder. But there was also some dark sides, very dark sides of Shah Jahan, especially the way he treated his brother. So Shah Jahan wasn't the first candidate to assume the throne. There was his brother, Khusro Mirza. And Khusro Mirza was favored by the Emperor Akbar. Even Emperor Akbar loved Khusro Mirza, the son of his son Salim, and later who will be Jahangir. He loved Khusro Mirza, his grandson, more than his son himself. And that even sometimes, at some certain point, he gave both of them the same rank, the same military rank. I think it was, how to call it, like the leader of 5,000 or not 10,000 horsemen, something like that. But anyway, look at this view. When you come to this point, I want you to stand for a moment and enjoy this view, because here we have 3 towers and then Lahori Gate just standing behind them. Once you take a very good look at the place from this point, you will like you will have a better sense of how great, how wide the place is. And look, what looks like a garden nowadays was once just a trench for war reasons. Hey man, what's up? What are you doing? I think just people are coming here, take some pictures, so it gives them some space. But I will sit, actually, I will sit myself and take a picture here before I continue. So yeah, this is, now I'm telling you about the places where you have to stop and take pictures, and this is definitely one of these places. It's a place where you can see like the three towers and the gate behind you. It's just so beautiful, and the reflection, the sun over this red, I don't want to call it red, but yes, somehow we can call it red, which is turned to be brown because of the time, because of the dust, because of the weather, many things. Anyway, I'll take some pictures and then let's continue. So yeah, let's continue. Now we're moving forward to the Lahore gate, which is the main gate. And Lahore gate is very important because in the Independence Day and also on the Republic Day, the Prime Minister of India comes here and he raises the Indian flag himself, especially in the Independence Day, and he gives like a mighty speech, and it happens like every year. That's why Lahore gate is very important. So let's have some, I don't know, I can't just get enough of that view. That's why I'm intentionally trying to turn my back so I can have this view behind me. Anyway, once we move forward, we will have this view in this other side. About the fort itself, the fort was built in 1638. Between 1638 till 1648. Yes, it took 10 years to complete this fort. And once this fort was completed, it served as the main residence place for the Mughal emperors for more than 200 years. 200 years Mughals lived inside this fort and ruled all over India actively, till of course the colonial area and I'd say this is the beginning of the British Raj. So inside the fort there are many beautiful places that we are not going to speak about right now, but we will speak about it in details. But Mughals had like a very similar design for all their forts. Like if you are going to any fort that was designed at the time of Mughals, you can expect what you are going to find. Like you will find Diwan Am, Diwan Khas, the residence of the emperor, the residence for the wives of the emperor. Anyway, this fort is special because it was a city. They built many things inside. There were markets inside. Think about this fort the same way you're thinking about the Forbidden City in China. It wasn't only a residence of the emperor, but also a city. They had different life inside. They wanted to separate themselves from the locals. They wanted everyone outside this fort just to wonder what's going on inside, how mighty this place is, to tell stories, secrets. So this was somehow like the Forbidden City of India. And the gates of the fort were built very big, very huge, very massive, like to fit the size of an elephant. Because if the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan is going to pray the Jummah namaz, the Jummah prayer, the Friday prayer, for example, then he will not just go like that. No, it's like to be a very long parade full of elephants, horses, soldiers, and the emperor in the middle over the most beautiful, most decorated elephant. getting out of the fort, this was something many people will like, how to say it, will gather and see. So propaganda, how to say it, or the image, they really cared about their image in the eyes of the public. They wanted to look, how to say it, indestructible. Now this is the Lahori gate. So the Lahori gate, you can see there is no entry because the entry is in the other side, and we are approaching the entry now. And you can see behind me also, this is the flag of India behind me. Anyway, this is the most important section here for taking pictures. Actually, we were just stopping here in front of the Lahori gate just to take a picture. And once this section was opened, but now they closed it completely, so they can keep this area only for, how to say it, for visitors, not tourists, but mainly for visitors. Anyway, just to show you the Lahori gate and the Indian flag flying over there. I just want to show you the entry before we enter officially. I don't know which side. Yes, we're supposed to go there. This is the entry over here. These are the gates, and in front of it there are like two cannons, you know, Mughals were one of the great three border empires, the Ottoman Empire and the empire in Persia, because in Persia there was like many empires after empires, but I don't remember the name of that empire in Persia. Safawiyin, I think, Safawi's empire maybe, and the third was the Mughal Empire. These are the Mughal, the empires that used, how to say it, that used, oh, there is another ticket counter here. Oh, there is another ticket counter here. Anyway, these are the empires that used gunpowder to expand. Now we're going to enter.
ड्यूटी के बजे
So now we're going to cross the checkpoint. There is a checkpoint here. We'll cross the checkpoint, then we will be back. We will be officially inside the Red Fort. So we just crossed the checkpoint, and now we're officially entering the Red Fort, Lal Qila, or as I prefer to call it, the Shah Jahan city. So yeah, I think Shah Jahan, he was, how to say it, the luckiest Mughal emperor. He was the luckiest because, oh, let me just check that. Can you see the view? It's not a gate of a fort, it's a gate of a city. And it's just huge. And yes, it can fit an elephant. Anyway, he was the luckiest because whoever came after him, he didn't had the same repetition. He was the last Mughal emperor, how to say it, who somehow believed in freedom of worship, who had good reputation among the Hindu people. Just let's cross the gate. Yes, it can fit an elephant. Definitely it can fit an elephant. An elephant with this chair over it. Anyway, we're inside. We are not allowed actually to go to this point, but this is the point, I think, I don't know. This is where the Prime Minister of India gives his speech. I don't know. Anyway, we're going inside the fort. And you can see can you see how great these walls are? Just so Mughals believed in decoration, and actually when you are going inside it's becoming more organized. And like I told you, it is not a fort, it is a city. This is a bazaar inside it, where you can buy whatever you want. Many shops, and yes, it was an active bazaar at the time of the Mughals. They built it to be a bazaar, a shop for the residents of the fort, and of course, you can only get the finest stuff here at that time. Now I don't know. Anyway. Just look at the center here. So now we have like 3 directions. We have this part here. I don't know if there's something here to see, but it sounds like more, yeah, it's just an empty part. Like this is like a backyard of the fort, and here you can find water. I don't know. Working. Is it working? Yes. Oh. Now I'm trying to close it, but it's not being closed. Oh, I think it will be closed automatically. It just starts rising like that. Anyway, yes, it's closed. I would feel very sad if this wasn't closed. Just to keep the water open like that. Very sad. Anyway, now we checked this section and there is nothing. Let's go to this other section. No, sir. Yeah, great, right? What is there? Yes, we can see the inside walls here. The walls of the fort from here. I don't know if we can climb the walls also. But this area is more like an open garden, and here there was like some buildings, and I think if these buildings are historical, then they must be from the time of the British, when they used to run this place. But I don't know, these are the walls, and over there I can see the stairs that takes you up. I don't know. I think I'll prefer to go to the other side to explore the main halls inside the fort to see the Diwan Am, Diwan Khas, and all these magical sections inside the fort. Over there's a guy who's wearing a dress of the Mughals. So just in case you want to take a picture with them. That's cool, that's amazing. In fact, the fact that this section is empty like gives you messages like, oh, nothing is here, but I will explore it again in my way out. This is the back side of the Lahore Gate. That's where the Indian Prime Minister goes to raise the Indian flag. So we're back again, and we are going to continue exploring. This is the rest of the shop, of the bazaar. Let's see. They have like many artifacts here, many beautiful stuff to buy. You can see. Are these the statues of Buddha? No, just checking the place.
Of 30 rupees.
So, for
30,
what?
30 rupees fridge magnet.
30 rupees per magnet.
And keychains are 40 rupees. Rest of them prices mark and 50% less on the written prices for anything you like it.
How?
Okay, like this is 220 rupees.
This 220
So,
rupees?
and that's a wholesale price shop of only wooden crafts. Anything you wish to buy, the prices mark and do half the price. Okay? No
Okay,
hanging,
I will consider it. I will consider it on my way back. Thank you. So yeah, who's telling me that the prices are cheaper than it is. Now we have Chatta Chowk, and Chatta Chowk means the covered bazaar. Like I told you, this is a bazaar, the Chatta Chowk. This is the one that we just crossed, and yeah, it's like here you can see the story. Chatta Chowk means covered bazaar, which in 17th century India was extremely unusual, and this is one special is unique in Mughal architecture, the nation of Akka. Bazaar was founded by the one Shah Jahan saw in Peshawar. So what happens that Shah Jahan was in Peshawar, he saw a covered bazaar, he became so jealous, he said I want one, and they built him one. This is amazing. Now we are going to here, Naubat Khana and Diwan Am. On the other side there is the museum and Salimgarh. So right now we're approaching the Naubat Khana, and the Naubat Khana is a place. This is the place where men used to salute the emperor during his entry, and they used to play music, and they used to welcome those important people who are coming to the emperor. This is the Naubat Khana, and it is said that two main Mughal emperors were assassinated in this place. Just please go check this plate over there. So they call it the Naubat Khana or Nakkar Khana. It's called like the drum house. They play the drums here to to tell you the emperor is here, the emperor has arrived. So they had like musicians in the Naubat Khana, and it used to play to announce the arrival of the emperor or any other prominent characters to the court. And yes, Jahandar Shah and Farrukh Shahrayar, these are two Mughal emperors who were killed in the Naubat Khana. Just like going inside, the guards are around them, and once they enter, they get assassinated. So yeah, by entering this, they used to call like a Sultan, a Hindustan, Shah Jahan, something like that. Shahin Shah, Shahin Shahi Hindustan, Sultan Zaman, Shah Jahan. This is the inside part of the Naupal Khana. And as you can see, the decoration is very beautiful from inside. Anyway, now we are approaching Diwan Am. I think this is Diwan Am. So, in the Mughal palaces, the Mughal forts, there were like two diwans, Diwan Am and Diwan Khas. The word Diwan means the whole, and Am means public. So, it is said that the emperor had one day when he used to enter Diwan Am and receive the complaints from the public. And Diwan Khas, this was a very private section, just only for his ministers and the nobles to discuss the administration of the country. Now we're approaching Diwan Am. Sultan Zaman Anwar Khan Zindabad. Yes, exactly. This is Diwan Am. Even in the colors, Diwan Am used to be built in red sandstone, but Diwan Khas used to be built with marble. Diwan Am, or the whole public audience. So yeah, let's just check Diwan Am from here, this side. Look at these columns and the design. It is just so beautiful and majestic. And in front of the Mughal emperor, you are not allowed to sit. You are standing in front of the Mughal. Only the Mughal emperor is allowed to sit. You will just stand. And this is Diwan Am. Sultan in Hindustan, Zindabad. And in front of it, this section, that's where the Mughal emperor used to sit. Only the Mughal emperor was allowed to sit, and everyone here is standing in front of him in lines, and he is sitting in this place. And for example, the weather outside this place is very hot. Sometimes I used to ask myself this question: Delhi is a very hot city. Why did Mughals choose it? The weather in Delhi is not stable, and sometimes it becomes very hot. But then I realized that it was all because of the brilliance of the Mughal architect. They used sandstone, they used to create some spaces, and all this design used to allow cool air to these halls. So this place is very cool, outside is very hot. Fancy, right? Mughals had a very fancy life. to other sections, and mainly we are going to Diwan Khas, I think. Yes, now we're going to, there are 3 places here. Here this is Hayati Bakhsh, which is a garden, and the second is Diwan Khas, and next to Diwan Khas there is a Rang Mahal. Rang Mahal, this was somehow, how to say it, place for the lust, for the amusement of the Mughal Emperor. But just let's go and check by ourselves. Can you see all these birds flying? So yeah, Mughal had a very lavish lifestyle. They were, I don't know, once they got rich, they tried to bring the whole civilization in the world to their place. They used to hire calligraphers from Syria, architects from, designers from everywhere, architects from India, from Uzbekistan, from Iran, from Persia. They just wanted to have to do something with all this wealth they had. Now we're approaching this white marble building, and yes, again, the emperor used to say, whatever belongs to the emperor, it is spelled in white marble. Whatever belongs to people, it is spelled in red sandstone. This is called Nahr ki Bihisht. Nahri Bihisht. Wait, this is first. Okay, this is the Rang Mahal here, and yes, the Rang, it means color. Rang Mahal, the palace of colors, and consists of a large hall originally painted in the interior, from which it derives its name. So it's painted. Okay, this was the largest of the royal apartments, and it was also called Imtiaz Mahal, place of distinction. Okay, it is divided into 6 apartments, so there are like many apartments inside it, like the Shish Mahal. And I think the idea of Shish Mahal, the Mughals got it from Rajasthan, where they used to build like a palace, and this palace is surrounded by small mirrors, so once you light a light, the whole place becomes very reflective. But sadly, entry is not allowed, I think. Sadly, entry to this section is not allowed. You can see the color and the design. Now we're going to Diwan Khas. Okay, there's also a candle there. Okay, so there's like Diwan Khas and also Khas Mahal. And Khas Mahal was something, the word Khas means private. So Diwan Khas, it means like the private hall. The Khas Mahal means the private palace. Things that belong only to the Mughal emperor. And yes, this is Diwan Khas. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? This is the Diwan Khas, and you can see the decoration actually. You can see the decoration of the wall from here. And inside it, there is a place for the throne of the Mughal Emperor. Now we're moving forward to some other sections here inside. Okay, the hammam, of course. The hammam, or the royal bath, simply the idea of the hammam, it came from Persia, and then it spread in all Arabia, and then it was adopted by the Mughal emperors and also by the Ottoman emperors. That's why in Turkey, till today, for example, in a country like Turkey, the public hammam is still there. This is, I think, the hammam behind us, but sadly not every section here is open for public. And this one, I think, this was like a small mosque for the Mughal emperor. They call it Moti Masjid, and the word Moti actually is very interesting because it can mean two things. Moti could mean fat, and Moti means pearl also. So the word Moti could mean fat, and you can use it actually as fat in Hindi. This is a masjid, and it could mean pearl, which is something really beautiful, very romantic. There are still many sites to explore here inside the fort. There are many halls inside, but clearly now let's go to explore the garden. I think this was Hayat Bakhsh garden. So this is the Hayat Bakhsh garden, and I know this place because I saw it in a movie before, Jodha Akbar. And you know, when they decided to shoot this song, Kehne ko jashn bahara hai, ishq ye hai ki, I don't remember the words, but it was a very beautiful song from the movie. Yes, I remember it. Kehne ko jashn bahara hai, ishq ye dekh ke hera hai, kehne ko jashn bahara hai, ishq ye dekh ke hera hai, khafa khafa hai gulshan mein. I don't know. Interesting. Anyway, let's carry on. Yes. So yeah, I think we have explored almost all the places here. This is what they call it, the Zafar Mahal. This is the Zafar Mahal. And Zafar Mahal, the reasons we call it Zafar Mahal, it was constructed by Bahadur Shah Zafar. He was the last Mughal emperor. After him, it was the official fall of the Mughal Empire. And the place here is very known for its symmetry because we have two marble buildings. This marble building over there, and there's also another marble building on the other side, and in the center this is the Mahal. Style, mighty, luxury. This was the theme of the Mughal emperors. They tried to bring the world to their feet. They're just thinking, okay, what do other nations have that we don't have? And they just try to make it real. I want it. Interesting. Most of these buildings actually on the other side, this was administrative buildings, and I believe that it was built at the time of the British rule, at the time of the British Raj, for the British officials. So yeah, imagine as a Mughal emperor, you spend all this life building, and then British come and take it like in a minute without any effort. But now this is the Republic of India, and this place doesn't belong only to Mughals, not to Muslims, not to Hindus, not to Jains. It belongs to all Indians. So yeah, this once that was built by the money of Indians, now returning back to Indians again. And this is the irony of the destiny, that okay, take whatever you want, but the time will revolve, and then everything will return back to its original owner. This garden once was full of animals, birds, especially swans, and they loved swans. They really loved swans. It was the favorite bird for the Mughals. Anyway, people, now we are going to take, like, how to say it, a tour around the walls of the city from this side. So yeah, these are like the main things that you're going to see inside the Red Fort. The gates, Delhi Gate, Lahori Gate, the mighty walls and towers from inside and outside. The bazaar, once you get inside you will see the bazaar, and then the Diwan-e-Am, then the Diwan-e-Khas, and of course the entrance, the Nawbat Khana, to the Diwan-e-Am, and the halls of the emperor, and the gardens. And now returning back to take a closer look of the walls. And even the walls, it wasn't designed only to be a wall. Okay, it was a wall, but under the wall there were many rooms. These were the rooms for the servants, for the soldiers, and for the staff who works inside the fort. It was quite a tour today. Interesting thing to see this mighty place. I love it. I really love it. Just want to show you the complete wall. There is a canteen also over there. These are the buildings inside. And then we have also these gates. It was like part of the defense system of this fort. Just let's approach one of these rooms. Now, here is not allowed, right? I tried to go inside and he told me entry to this station is not allowed. I just wanted to have a closer look at this hole, but it's alright. It is alright. Anyway, we have also these gates. So yeah, I think we will turn back to walk by these buildings over there, because now it became just a very wide garden and there is no point in spending more time here. Just carry on. Maybe we'll go to this canteen and see if they have cheap food. I love cheap food. So let's go to the cafeteria and let's see what we can get ourselves. Anything, just anything to fill our belly.
चिकन मोमो
Okay, excuse me. One Maggie and one cold coffee. Okay, come inside. One Maggie, one cold coffee. But Maggie without onion.
Cold coffee
What?
there and cold coffee be there and Maggie be there outside, okay?
Maggie will be there.
Yeah.
Both of them
Yeah,
are outside.
yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. One cold coffee and one Maggie.
Coke और मैगी है
Cold coffee and Maggie. Okay. But Maggie no onion.
बिना प्याज का मैगी बना भाई
Okay. And the cold coffee. Okay.
बिना प्याज का बनी हो
Okay, can I have a spoon? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. you know. Alright. So yeah, if you want to eat Maggie or something, you can come and eat. Now we have the Maggie. And we also have the cold coffee. Yeah, I think we just try. It is not cold, but it is nice. Honestly. And now the Maggie. Very good. What I like about the Maggi is that they do here that they don't add only the spices that comes with the Maggi or the noodles. They add also their own spices. That's why it becomes like this. So now, what? Oh, so spicy. Oh, are you trying to kill me? So now, Bob quiz. When was the Red Fort built? Think about it. I told you at the beginning. Exactly. You're so smart. In 1638. Between 1638 and 1648. 10 years to build it, actually. Oh, so nice. Okay, you know what? I'll just enjoy my meal and let's continue later. Just to make you have a good look over it. So yeah, now we're leaving the canteen area, and by leaving the canteen area we are crossing through all these halls and buildings. I think it is like some exhibits for some art. I don't know. I just want to show you everything inside the fort. I don't want you to miss anything, not even one building. I just want you to have the complete experience. This area, I mean, this is all of like a British style buildings, I believe. Yeah, I think it is a museum section, I think. It's all going to be a museum section. So yeah, over these blocks, this block, this side, and the other side over there, these are the areas for the British style buildings, and I think it is also like I'd say it, an open museums also. So yeah, I think at this point we can conclude our tour today, because I think we have seen everything. The museums are, one of them is like a military museum. There are different museums actually. I think there is a police museum also. Many museums inside there. And now we are approaching the other side here, where lies how to say it, yeah, the Diwana. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in my next destination.